in a minute, we'll get into Tom Hanks, who has coronavirus, the NBA season being suspended. It's just a lot. A lot happened last night. I think last night was the night where everybody goes, oh, this is actually a real thing. Because you got Trump, you got NBA, and most importantly, Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
All of that will get talked about a little later on. But I do want to do the secret sound, but we're calling it, What's That Racket? All right, let's go over to Sandra in Wisconsin. Sandra, how are you today?
I'm great.
Good.
How are you guys?
We're pretty good. We're in here. I did a little cough earlier. I was like, and Eddie goes, what are you doing?
Can't do that around here, man.
No, I didn't mean to. Something in my throat. I don't want one of these bars. My girlfriend was like, here, eat these bars instead. So she put some kind of bar, some kind of probiotic bar. What is that?
Go macro.
And I'm eating it, and I got little macros in my throat.
Oh, that's why you were coughing.
Is that a thing?
I don't think you have little macros in your throat.
No.
No.
I think I did. Did you know, though, I know somebody that has corona?
Wait, have you been in contact?
Nope.
How do you know them?
I don't feel like it's, I can say.
You don't want to out them?
Business.
You know that I heard from a friend for me to check with another friend that they heard that this friend might have been at an event.
I heard it from a friend.
No, because I'm about to see someone. They were like, hey, do you know I heard that she was with someone that might have corona? And I was like, what? Well, she hasn't told me that. Now I'm about to be with her, and I might have to be like, listen.
It's like high school. You know, Jenny likes Jonathan's friend who told her that.
That's exactly what it felt like.
But, yeah, no, I can tell you off air, obviously, but it's somebody in the business. You don't know them.
Okay.
And I don't think you've been to where they've been in the last couple of days.
Okay.
But I'm starting to know people now that have it.
Crazy.
And they got really sick for a couple of days. And then on the good side of it now, but really sick.
I don't know. I want clarification on this, but have you heard that kids are asymptomatic?
No, that would be bad news. What that means is they have the symptoms, but you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Like,
by the way, I don't know if this is true or not, so that's why I don't want to talk about it. Unless you know it's true.
Okay.
Because there's so much.
Right. Well, I thought
people have
this is where I
turned this
could
into
learn.
a partisan issue. We only talk facts on this show, and facts are either things that I have talked to or I make up in my head. That's all a fact is. And I haven't heard that, and I don't know that it's true.
Okay, I just heard that.
Where?
So, Kara, who helps us with our kids.
Okay, see, that's where a problem comes in.
But I don't know if she heard it from the school or what.
Heard it from the school.
Listen, I don't know. You're right. I don't want to spread misinformation, but where can I go?
We're not that show doing. Well, you know when I was being sensational was when it first came out a month and a half ago, and I was like, "We're all gonna get it." But then once I realized it was a thing, I backed off of that and started to go, "Hey guys, the word is balance. You can do both. You can go, well, if I just take care of myself, I'm probably not gonna be affected, but others are, and it is a real thing. But I don't have to freak out.
Right.
I don't have to follow the news or the politicians. By the way, don't listen to a politician about anything when it comes to science and illness. Don't do that. Okay. By the way, Sandra, how are you?
Oh, I forgot we had a caller.
She's listening to a bit here.
Hey, she's
I'm
like,
just listening.
Yeah.
This racket is y'all just rambling about.
Okay, Sandra, we're going to play, here we go, 3, 2, 1.
What's That Racket?
Now, up for grabs is $16. So, a bunch of birds, not the answer. Crazy baby, nope. A woman sneezing, nope. A fox, a dolphin. Todd Chrisley's ex-wife, nope. A hyena, goat, horse, rubber chicken, turkey, guy eating a hot pepper. All those are no's. This is from a viral video. Over 1 million views. See if you can name this sound. Okay, Sandra in Wisconsin. Can you name that racket?
I think it's a screaming pug.
A screaming pug.
Yes, a pug dog.
Mike D, I'm going to have to go to Mike D here. Mike D, come over to the microphone. I need you which means we're on to something here, but I'm going to need to get from you if that's a yes or a no.
I think it's a no.
Why?
Because it's not what's in the video exactly.
We're not going to accept that.
No.
Okay, we get it, Raymundo.
Okay, I have 2 pugs, and they can make some really strange noises.
It's not a screaming. Would we like to let her guess one more time?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to let you guess one more time, Sandra, which means you're on to something.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I think it's a screaming dog. I think it's a dog being very upset
Mike, let's go to
We're
Mike D
trying to
again.
do something,
Mike D, is Sandra in Wisconsin right?
With a screaming dog, we can accept that. Yes.
Wow, today is a good day.
Wow, how about you? Sandra, you just won $16. Wow.
I'm excited.
Hey, can we give her a bunch of that crap from the prize closet too? Raymundo, do you have that box of crap with you?
Yeah, it's right here.
Read off some of the stuff that she's also going to win. We can put in the package. Just give her a few things.
All right, there's a bunch of vinyls in there signed by artists.
There is? We have signed vinyls from artists? Like who?
Sam Hunt.
Nice. You want a
That's cool.
signed Sam Hunt vinyl. What else?
Is there a Luke Bryan hat in there that's signed? Yep.
Signed Luke Bryan hat? Dang. Okay, one more thing for her.
Awesome.
Grab bag of CDs.
What's that?
A bunch of different artist CDs.
What's a CD?
Yeah, I don't know that that's as exciting, but okay.
Listen to this, Sandra. You just lucked out. You get a signed Sam Hunt record, a signed Luke Bryan hat, and some foreign things.
Yeah, something.
They're thin.
They're shiny.
They apparently you put them up to your ear and you hear music. Congratulations, Sandra. Let's play it again.
Awesome.
Here it is. This is a dog making crazy noises while hanging by its teeth from a rope. Like there's a rope hanging from a tree, and it's holding on to it, like making noises as its owner's laughing. And we'll put the video up on our Twitter and Facebook pages. We play What's That Racket. Sandra, where do you live in Wisconsin?
Richland Center. It's about an hour northwest of Madison.
You know we love Madison on this show.
Love it.
It's great. Thank you, guys.
You're
We
welcome.
listen to you every morning on our way to work, me and my husband. So.
Thank you very much. Let me ask you a question, Sandra, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Would you like us to talk more about coronavirus or a lot more?
Maybe just more.
Okay, just more. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sandra, hang on the phone, okay?
You mean you're not
All right.
coming to us for all your corona
But they
news?
can. They can. We're not yelling.
Just wash your hands.
Yeah.
Wash your hands.
Thank you. Wash your hands. Okay.
Wash your hands.
She's good, Ray. You can put her on hold.
Yep.
Coming up in a second, we haven't done Corona talk really today, have we? One time this morning, just a little bit. We'll talk about Tom Hanks, the NBA season, the basketball, the super facts from a coronavirus expert. Like, that's the only facts that I'll take. There's just a lot. And then we'll also get into a jeweler from Rogers and Holland's Jeweler in Chicago about pearl necklaces for guys,
Oh my gosh.
which I'm kind of feeling.
No.
Yeah. All right, all that coming up next. Thank you. Last night, I'm just living my life. And then over Twitter, Tom Hanks goes, got coronavirus. And that's when it hit me that everybody else was paying attention. I was already in. But that's when it hit me. I was like, oh, wow, people are going to pay attention because the first major celebrity just got coronavirus. And so him and Rita Wilson, they said, will be tested, observed, and isolated for as long as public health and safety requires. But they're in Australia. And people were like, well, that's why they got to get tested. No, you can't get tested here, really. It's hard. Scuba Steve tried to get tested. He couldn't yesterday. He was like, the hospital doesn't have it. We're there. Insurance can't get it for me. We just got to chill. So, but also, he's probably super famous. You could probably get tested for super famous, like a
Probably.
VIP test line.
Right.
Go to VIP Corona. But yeah, Tom Hanks has it, and his wife. The basketball thing happened last night. You familiar?
Yeah, March Madness?
Nope. So what's happened with the NBA is
They canceled.
the Jazz and the Thunder were playing. My girlfriend's a diehard Thunder fan, so we're watching the game. And something weird starts to happen, and they're not saying what's going on. So we get on Twitter, we're kind of flipping through, and they still haven't said yet what's going on. So there's a player that has coronavirus, tested positive for coronavirus. He wasn't out on the court, but all the players on his team then have been around him, and they've been with the other players from the other team. So they all get shipped off the court. They cancel the
In
game
the middle of the game?
Well, before the game.
Okay.
The refs come.
Like warm up.
Somebody come runs on the floor. Referees gather. What? Oh, it got nutty.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
And so they take them both and they quarantine them into their locker rooms. And then the NBA goes, well, anybody that this team has played in the past few, they need to be quarantined too. So I was like the Cavs, the Knicks. So then they just went, you know what? No basketball. They have postponed the entire NBA because of that,
Wow.
which was pretty nutty.
I didn't know it was like legit because I thought they were just like, okay, we're just going to put this off because gathering people together doesn't make sense. We don't want to risk anything.
It was because a player had it. So this player, though, like 2 days ago was at a press conference. He was making a joke about coronavirus, and there were a bunch of microphones down there, and there's all the local microphones, and he takes his hands and rubs them all over all the microphones.
Oh my gosh, you're joking.
And he was making a joke, but then he ends up the one with it.
Well, that's ironic.
don't you think? It's like coronavirus. Yeah, crazy, huh?
Wow.
So NBA's done. SEC tournament tonight here in Nashville is no fans, only essential staff. I'd love to be essential tonight.
Sure.
I stayed up last night watching the Arkansas game. It was the last game they played with fans, Arkansas Vanderbilt. Arkansas wins. I'm pumped, and I'm ready to go tonight. And they're like, nobody can come. So I'm just trying to somehow get me
Can't get a job real quick over there?
I know.
trying to
I feel
get in a
like
Bridgestone at the arena.
somebody there is going to see you as essential. Just show up and be like,
For
I'm
once
essential.
in my life, I'd like to be essential.
Yeah.
So that's tonight. Everything's gone bonkers.
These are crazy times.
The Mavericks, Mark Cuban, who owns the team, you may know from Shark Tank.
For sure.
He's on his phone, and they have a video of him when the NBA tweets out, hey, all games are done. And he goes, whoa. You see him see there are no more NBA games. And so during the ESPN broadcast last night, it's the Mavericks and Nuggets. Mark Cuban says, and he starts talking about there's more at stake than just basketball. Here you go.
It's really not about basketball or money. I mean, literally, if this thing is just exploding to the point where, all of a sudden players and others have had it, you think about your family, you want to really make sure you're doing this the right way, because now it's much more personal. And you've seen what's happened in other countries, but just the whole idea that it's come this close and potentially a couple players have it, just stunning isn't the right word. I mean, it's just crazy.
He's talking about people getting sick, and the crowd's like, yeah.
I know. I was like, something's off with this.
So that happened. I was on a lot of calls last night, and where people are going, hey, what should we do with our events? Not even events that I'm a part of. Like, oddly, now I've become someone that's on these little councils about events. And so I think I did 3 calls last night about major events, going, hey, what should we do? How should we do it? And so there's like 4 or 5 of us on a call.
Wow.
You just don't want to be the one person that keeps an event going, and then a lot of people get sick at your event because, who knows what's going to happen. But they make documentaries about people that is the one person, because there's nothing to gain really if you're that person. Let's keep our event on. And then a lot of people get sick. You're the bad person. But if you are to cut your event right now or postpone it, you don't lose anything because you're doing what others are doing for the sake of public health. It's inconvenient to a lot of people because I've had like 4 things canceled or postponed in the last couple of days. And who cares, right? I don't want anybody to get sick. I don't want old people to die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, it's nutty. The Joe Rogan had a guy on. He's like us, where he's just trying to get people on to speak at it more so than him come on and give opinions. I don't really listen to anybody on CNN or Fox News or MSNBC if they're an anchor talking about what they know. I like it when they bring doctors on to talk about what they know. And even the doctors go, we don't even know all the information yet. Like, we're learning too. That's why it's called novel. That's what that means. When they go novel COVID, novel means new. They don't know what's happened fully yet. So here you go. Number 1, the coronavirus isn't going away next week. It could be 3 to 6 months like this. 2, and I saw one of Donald Trump's main aides testifying yesterday going, this is 10 times worse than the flu. Like it could be like just what it is specifically. And I think that's a lot of the reason the president had to get on TV last night and finally go, all right, this is a thing. Would you watch that last night? I went straight from the Love is Blind reunion
To that.
to that. It is an odd night. We were watching Love is Blind reunion, only halfway through it.
Ugh.
It's kind of trash though.
I would say the reunion wasn't my favorite.
And I'm not done with it yet, but it's kind of trash.
Yeah.
Not that the show as a whole isn't trash. It just didn't hold up to the standards out of the show. The reunion, they're just sitting around all fighting for time. It's, I'm going to watch the second half tonight.
Oh, for sure.
So,
Get it.
I was watching that, the Oklahoma City Thunder basketball game, Donald Trump talk, then Arkansas played Vanderbilt. And it was a late night last night. My dog is sick again. The pandemic could be 10 to 15 times worse than a bad flu season. So a bad flu season, 10 times worse. It's not just a disease for old people, although elderly people with compromised immune systems have the highest fatality risk. And don't get me if it's just old people. Old people are real people too.
Yes.
Like they are.
Yeah.
I see a
have
lot of people
family and
tweeting and texting, well, it's
lives.
just old people. Let us
Okay.
live our life. When you have an old person or when you're the older person, whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
What if people went, you know what, it's only people in the South, who cares? Well, it's us.
Yeah.
Or it's
That's weird.
there are about 4 days between when you can breathe in and contract the disease and when you show symptoms. So if you were to get it today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it's like Tuesday, you'd be like, uh-oh. The primary method for transmission is breathing. Again, this is from coronavirus infectious disease expert, Michael Osterholm. So he was going on. It's a good thing. I watched it on YouTube, on Joe Rogan's podcast. So, any questions?
I just kind of just want to stop. I don't want to breathe anywhere.
The NCAA tournament, the big tournament's going to be played in empty arenas. Nobody there. So, but except essential staff, which I'm really hoping I can hop into that essential class. We're going to hop off Corona now. We're not doing a lot. We'll come on, do a Corona recap. Tomorrow, the Surgeon General is on, which I think is pretty great. It's a great get for us. There is no doctor higher than the Surgeon General. He is, as far as our system in America, is the number one doctor. So he'll be on tomorrow here on the show, the Friday morning conversation with the Surgeon General.
Wow. Who would have thought?
Jerome Adams, Dr. Jerome Adams. Yeah, I know. Okay, so we'll come back. Let's play. We want to play a song? Okay.
Yeah.
I was asking Raymundo, but I appreciate you like that too.
Oh, okay.
Sam Hunt, Ken Folks, Bobby Bone Show. Thank you. We'll do Pearls on Dudes with somebody from the jewelry store next.
Oh my gosh.
Bobby Bone Show page. You can watch us as we do the show. We have cameras built into the walls. And that's what Eddie's job is for the most part. He's over there running cameras all show.
Correct. I'm doing it right now.
He's a co-host and he's also a camera switcher. He's doing it all. Somebody asked the question, how do you address the Surgeon General? Doctor, General, Surgeon. Like I think I just call him Dr. Jerome.
Oh.
Dr. Adams. That's his name. Someone says, I'm a student. No face-to-face classes are happening until after spring break. A lot of schools have just extended spring break to give them time to make a decision. Let's see. Just say no to pearls on dudes. All right. That's another text I just got.
We'll see about that.
Well, we'll see, because in the next segment, I have Nikki from Rogers and Holland's Jewelers in Chicago to talk about pearl necklaces on guys. It's a new trend. And so, some trend. Maybe I'll wear it. Harry Styles had one on. It's pretty cool. Pharrell. All right. So we'll come back and talk to her and tell me something good coming up at 55 after. Thank you, guys.
The Morning Show's official YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, search Bobby Bones Show, and subscribe today.
Bobby Bones. When this show ends, we keep going. And so you can hear all of it on the podcast. Just search Bobby Bones Show on demand on iHeartRadio. And today, on the post show, Raymundo is going to give us a stock tip.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically Jim Cramer, that's his name, who gets on there and yells about stocks. But you have a stock tip that you...
For sure.
I don't know anything about the stock market. Most people I know don't have any money in the stock market. But Raymundo is going to give us a tip.
Buy low, sell high. It's better than that.
Okay. Listen to the buy low, sell high. Okay.
Well, that's
thank
obvious.
You, Raymundo. Here's a story. The next big fashion trend for men is pearl necklaces, right? Apparently, the new trendy accessory for men is the pearl necklace. Harry Styles, Pharrell, Usher. And so I wanted to bring on Nikki from Rogers and Holland's Jewelers in Chicago. She is a specialist for merchandising. Nikki, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So tell me about this, because I like to be somewhat in the trends. What if I were to put on a pearl necklace? What would you think about that?
I think it's a great idea. Start the trend with all the celebrities.
Now, because my grandma used to have one that would go down to like her belly button. And then sometimes she'd double it up. You take it and you do the two double over the neck again.
Yeah.
Are we talking that length? Are we talking because I don't feel like a choker would be right for me. What do you think?
I agree. I think you should go long. You can double it. You can wear it with chains. That's also really popular right now. We can definitely help you with that at Rogers and Holland.
With a chain, so we'll wear them all at once.
Exactly.
Layer it.
Yeah, exactly. Layering. That's a huge trend. And we've actually seen that become really popular in the last year, in part because of celebrities starting to layer chains and diamond necklaces. So now it's the pearl necklace.
Amy, what would you think if I had a pearl necklace with a couple chains? Like, really? I just walk in, I just got a t-shirt, on.
I'm not being able to take you seriously, but I would accept you. Like, if that's what made you feel comfortable, I don't want to knock it. Like, if you're owning it, like, I don't want to Yeah.
Because I would imagine the first time a dude wanted to pierce one of his ears,
Right.
or both, people were like, what is happening? This is a trend. Or wear really tight jeans. Like, those were looked at first like, what's happening here?
Right.
But now.
Somebody has to be there's celebrities doing it too, but you can be like the regular guy that's
I'm
going to do
the
it
common
first.
man. Yeah.
And like when you posted a picture of yourself on Instagram with some pearl necklace, but then immediately after it, you showed examples of Usher and Harry Styles right after you. It's like I went from like laughing at you, and then I was like, wait a second, maybe it doesn't look so bad. And then Harry, and I was like, maybe it's fine. And then there was another one of you, and suddenly it looked better.
Thank you.
So maybe you're onto something.
On my Instagram story, Caitlin and I are and I put on like this cheap pearl necklace that I got for like $4. It's gross, right? But I have it on, and I'm like, hey, Usher wears these. And she's like, what about you is like Usher? And so
point.
you can scroll through and see a lot of celebrities on my Instagram story wearing their pearl necklaces.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, Nikki, if I were to come to Rogers and Holland's Jewelers in Chicago, like how much does a pearl necklace cost?
It really ranges depending on the size of the pearls, type of pearls, all of that.
So what
it
is the
definitely
range?
is a variety.
I don't want the big pearls. I remember the big goofy ones.
Yeah.
Like I don't want that. Like my grandma would have some big ones that if we wore under a t-shirt, it would look like you have some sort of like growths on you. I just want kind of a chill pearl necklace. Like, can we work on?
Yeah, I would say starting at around $150.
Nice.
Yeah.
How quickly can you get me one of like a
We can do it right away for you.
All right.
Wow. Special treatment.
I tell you what, I'm gonna
Yes, of
put
course.
Nikki on hold, and I'm gonna have her send it to my house, and then next week I'm gonna wear the crap out of these pearls, and I'm not even gonna say anything about it. I'm just gonna see if people walk and be like,
But
dang, what?
do you want to go ahead and add some of the chains too?
I have chains at
Oh,
the
you
house.
have? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
What's the most expensive pearl necklace, Nikki, you guys have over there?
Oh, wow. That is a great question. I mean, really, you can go up to anywhere. We do a lot of custom, too, so you can go up pretty high when it comes to pearls.
We want to know
Then
the
I can
number.
probably do red pearls.
Yeah.
Oh.
After I get the,
Red
because I
pearls.
love red.
I don't think we have red pearls, but
I have a Sharpie. We're all good there.
there's lots of different colors, though, of dyed pearls. Gray, pink, yellow.
Did you say guy pearls?
Died.
Oh, dyed. I was gonna have their own-
Dyed.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Next week, I'm just gonna wear guy pearls. Let's not make a big deal about it. You know, just be chill.
I don't know that I can be chill
Yeah, you
about
just be
it,
chill.
but I want to support you.
Thank you, Nikki. If people want to check out the Rogers and Holland's store or website or Instagram, where can they go?
So our website is www.rogersandhollands.com. And on our store location page, you can see all of our stores. We have 74 stores throughout the Midwest and
Wow.
surrounding areas. And we have about a little over 15 stores in the Chicagoland area.
You have 74 stores.
Wow.
Hey,
We
what
do.
what kind of deal can I get on a watch? Because Nikki, let me talk about watches for a second. 'Cause
Oh, we can hook you up.
I've never been a big watch guy, but then like I'll travel with Luke Bryan for American Idol. He has great watches, and he wears T-shirts and watches. That's the only way I want to wear a watch. It's not to tell time.
You can wear a watch with anything.
With pearls? Can you wear a watch with pearls?
Yes. A watch is an everyday accessory.
But
What kind of watch would you put Bobby in? Because he doesn't you don't wear watches.
I know, but if I did, I'd wear a T-shirt and I'd have flash.
But okay, so you want like not a leather band, but you
No.
want like a chain band or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Links.
Yeah. I want to look like when Kane Brown came in here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Boom.
nice.
Wait, how do we feel about that, Nikki? I look pretty good if I had all that, right?
Oh, yes, you definitely would.
What about Mardi Gras pearls? Those really, really big ones? You know, they're
We
like
can do anything.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to put Nikki on hold. And Nikki, great to talk to you. Thank you for lending your advice. She thinks it's a go for me. So next week, if we can get him here in time, I'm going to wear them every day next week. And be rocking,
got it.
rocking the
Thank
pearls.
you.
All right, Raymond, will you put her on hold?
Yep.
All right, there she is. Nikki from Rogers and Holland's Jewelers all over the Midwest and in Chicago. Dang. Someone says don't do white pearls, do black pearls. Dang, so many options now. Wait, so what's a black pearl?
I think it's
Is that a
dyed
different kind of
dyed black.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, she said they can dye them any color, gray, pink, blue,
Okay.
whatever suits you.
Okay, well, we'll see what I'll get them in, wear them Monday on the show. Don't make a big deal though, just
Yeah,
chill.
yeah, we'll chill.
Yeah, we'll just chill. All right. Another round of Bobby and Eddie's music school.
Bobby and Eddie's Music School is now in session.
Up in the morning and out to school.
The House That Built Me by Miranda Lambert took 7 years to get recorded. Here's a clip of the song. Tom Douglas and Alan Shamblin wrote The House That Built Me, and it actually took 7 years. Now, I got to talk to Tom Douglas, and he said the record label didn't like it when they first turned it in.
Alan and I worked on that for 7 years. We demoed it, turned it into the publisher, and they were like, yeah, that's cool, which is like code speak for this will never see the light of day. And the truth is we had too much detail, and we didn't have, if I can just come in, I swear I'll leave, won't take nothing but a memory. We didn't have that, which is the line that precedes the hook.
So they rewrote it. They started pitching it again. Everybody loved it. They thought a guy would sing the song. So they sent it over to Scott Hendricks, who included it in a CD of potential songs for Blake Shelton.
One windswept Oklahoma night, he puts a CD in his truck, and he's going down this highway, and third song in, it's The House That Built Me. His girlfriend at the time starts weeping, and he says, baby, what's wrong? And she says, that's my story. And he said, well, if that's your story, maybe that's your song. So if you want to get a song to Miranda Lambert, you work on it 7 years, you pitch it to everybody, get it on hold for Blake Shelton, and Miranda hears it.
Miranda Lambert was 26 when she first heard The House That Built Me. Up to this point, Miranda had basically written all of her own stuff except for that song, and that's the story of The House That Built Me. And here is the demo of Tom Douglas singing the song on piano.
I thought if I could touch this place or feel it, this brokenness inside me might start healing. Out here it's like I'm someone else. I doubt that maybe I could find myself. If I could just come in, I swear I'll leave. Won't take nothing but a memory from the house that built me.
There you go. That's Music School. Thank you very much.
Bobby and Eddie's Music School is now in session.
Hey, are you doing covers tomorrow?
I am doing covers. 3 cover songs that you didn't know were cover songs.
Oh, fun.
Things we think original songs are cover songs. So that'll be Eddie tomorrow. All right, here's Miranda Lambert, The House That Built Me, Bobby Bones Show. By the way, we're just minutes away. Speaking of music, Amy has a report on Hank Jr. coming up.
Yes, I do.
2-minute report on Hank Jr. Yeah. Did not know Hank Williams Jr.'s nickname. Hank Williams Jr.'s nickname, yeah.
I did not.
Which is?
Bocephus.
Right. She's now going to do a 2-minute report. If we can get some special report music, because Amy will now do her report on Hank Williams Jr. Are you ready?
Ready.
Begin.
So first, you may wonder, how did Hank Williams Jr. get his nickname? Well, came from his dad, Hank Williams Sr. He started calling his son Bocephus after watching Grand Ole Opry comedian Rod Brasfield, had a puppet named Bocephus in his comedy act. Some reports say that Hank Williams Sr. thought that little Hank Williams Jr. looked like the puppet, and the name just stuck. Now, this is tragic because Hank Jr. lost his dad at a super young age. He was only 4 years old when his dad died at the age of 29 years old. January 1st, 1953. He died of a heart attack. Again, Hank Jr. was only 4 years old, but at the age of 8, he stepped on the stage for the first time and sang his father's songs. Now, you may wonder when you see him, why is he wearing sunglasses and what's up with the beard? Well, Hank Williams Jr., he has a beard and sunglasses to help hide his scars. He was hiking up Ajax Peak in 1975, and the snow beneath him collapsed, causing him to fall almost 500 feet. Now, he was not initially expected to survive, but he did. He spent more than 2 years recovering from the incident. He had numerous skull fractures, multiple surgeries to repair them, and the scars that were left there, he decided, well, I'm just going to cover these up with a beard and sunglasses. He's maintained this look throughout his career, so that is why. You know who his godmother is? This is a fun fact. June Carter. Johnny Cash and June never left his side while he was in the hospital recovering from his fall. Now, if you're curious when he's out on tour, what does he require in his rider? Well, Hank Williams Jr. takes his personal safety very seriously. He requires private limousines to travel in at all times. An armed, ununiformed police officer is required to accompany him to and from the venue, and he requires the officer to travel in his or her own vehicle, and 6 other armed guards are required at the venue too. So there's a lot of safety issues with Hank Williams Jr. And then this is something he doesn't get a lot of credit for, and it's his multi-instrument use. Basically, he can play every instrument in the world. He's proficient on the fiddle, banjo, the dobro, the piano and other keys, bass, electric guitar and upright, harmonica, and even drums. Most people have no idea that he's skilled at all these instruments in country music. He's an excellent lead guitar player as well, and he basically can do it all. And that is my presentation on Hank Williams Jr. Thank you for coming.
What would you say his biggest songs are?
Why do you roll? This one? I don't know.
Do you know the name of this one?
Yeah. The songs that you wrote. Yeah. Now, why? Oh, no.
Family Tradition?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yes. This is a big one. Yeah. He's like 70 and still doing his thing. Quite amazing.
All right, there you have it. There she is. We learned a little bit. We only had 2 minutes or so. Nice job. Hey, coming up in a second. He is 70 years old, by the way, exactly.
Yeah. I know that.
Okay, of course. Coming up in a second, we will tell you how when we greeted people oddly, how it worked. Because Amy was waving at people. Even when they walked up to her, instead of shaking hands, she would just wave at them.
In a professional setting.
Yeah, and I would bow to people. They'd come up and say hi, and I would bow. So we'll talk about that in a second. And if you guys want to hop on, 877-77-Bobby. 877-77-Bobby. Back in 1 second. All right, so we don't shake hands anymore. We are only doing fist bumps and elbows. But yesterday, Amy just decided to wave at people close, and I decided to bow at people. So how'd it go for you?
Well, for me, a salesperson came down and wanted to introduce me to a client, and that was an awkward encounter because it's definitely a situation where I would have 100% shook their hand. And before they could even get their hand out to say, oh, hi, nice to meet you. And they're 2 feet from me. I'm like, nice to meet you, and just waving. And it just felt so awkward. But then the salesperson was like, oh, the corona. And so then it broke the ice. But I still think the waving was awkward. It's not my preferred method.
Did you close the deal, though?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Probably not. They're probably like, that Amy girl is special.
I had 2 different times I could do the bow. Both worked out wonderfully for me because I didn't let them get super close. As soon as they got here, I put the arms tight on the side and just bowed. Put my head down.
But did they think something was wrong with you?
Yeah, they did for a second, but I went like this. I bowed and I went, Corona. And one of them at my gym bowed back.
Oh, nice.
Wow, okay.
And then at dinner, just kind of looked at me and they were like, interesting. That's what we're doing now. That's what I'm doing. And they got a good laugh and walked off.
Okay, well,
but
maybe...
it was all about the spacing between us because imagine, or I'll stand up. Imagine you're that far from me. You're probably 10 feet from me. If I'm this far and I go like this, Corona, you go.
Corona?
Yeah, you go. I go that, and you go. Oh, haha. I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
See?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was too close and waved too big. Maybe I need to try the more. But either way, I mean, I
but
did
if you do your new thing and yell Corona, they know.
Okay, you're right.
So if you wave and go Corona.
Hey. Yeah, Corona.
Okay, you can do it.
Big wave. I don't know. Waving's awkward. Maybe I'll have to try bowing.
Air high fives. By the way, I don't know if our Boston show is gonna. I mean, so far it's still on. That Eddie and I are playing in a week or so.
Oh.
I don't know if it's gonna happen. Everything's getting canceled. It's not canceled yet, but I ain't doing any meet and greet. My meet and greets are over until they get rid of Corona. I'm done. Unless we do a bow and greet.
Just bow at everyone.
I'm done.
You can take a picture with Bobby and Eddie, but it's 20 feet apart.
I'm done. Yeah. You put that setting on your phone, the panoramic.
Oh, right.
You get me and you keep going, and then all of a sudden you're on the other side of it. I'm out.
See, I'm right here. And
I've
then
had
there
these dreams for a long time, but now I can actually push them to make them happen.
I know.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Justin Moore, the ones that didn't make it back home. Bobby Bones Show. Hit us up if you want. 877-77-Bobby. 877-77-26229. Appreciate you. We'd love to talk to you. Amy and I were taking our walk down the hall a second ago, and she goes, you going to start working from home, from a home studio? And I'm not. As far as now goes, I like being here. I like being in the room. I also as much as I was weeks ago going, hey, the corona's coming, I now feel like it's my place to be the one calm and in control. We're all going to be fine. You know, you don't have to either go, the world's ending or it doesn't exist. You can just go, you know, it is happening. There's a good chance I could get sick if I don't follow these new rules. If I do get sick, it'll probably be a little worse than the flu, but probably not that bad. And just deal with it and understand that your life is going to be changed a little bit, not because of the virus so much, but because they're going to shut down things to keep the virus from spreading. So there will be an impact on you. But you can live your life. You can take a couple deep breaths. You can not freak out, know it exists, and also not freak out completely. So unless they say don't come do the show, or unless I get sick, dude, I will do the show with Corona.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The first Corona show.
but in quarantine though, right?
Yeah. I would do it
from
from
his
my house. Yeah, so I just want our listeners to know, as much as I talk about it, I'm going to be the one that's going, hey, we're going to be okay. It's going to be weird. Some people are going to get sick. The real concern is hospitals, right? Not that everybody's going to get sick and die, but that let's just say that it's just all old people who get sick, because that's what everybody's going, it's just old people. Okay, let's just say it's a bunch of old people that get sick. And but they're going to fill up the hospitals, and other people can't go into the hospital because the healthcare is maxed out, because the hospitals are maxed out. There are no beds, there are no respirators. So it is good that they're limiting exposure as much as they can. So you would want your leaders to overreact, not underreact anyway. Overreacting's fine because there's a cushion. Best case scenario is this is all an overreaction. That's a great thing, because if it's an underreaction, I got news for you, folks. We all dead if it's an underreaction. We want it to be an overreaction. That's what I don't understand about people going, well, this many deaths happened in a car accident. Yeah, but that's not contagious. And two, this is so early. I'm looking at the numbers of reported cases. It's like basically doubling every other day. So take a breath. It's going to impact you a bit, but you're probably not going to get it, playing the odds. And even if you do, you're going to be okay for the most part. My girlfriend texted me and said, hey, she goes, this is our question. Should I go to the gym or is it risky? And I said, go to the gym. Just wipe down things. Treat it like you should normally treat it even before Corona. Go to the gym. I feel like going to the gym now is probably even better because they're going to clean it so much. I feel like getting on an airplane is probably better because they're going to make sure it's so clean that it's actually going to be safer to go these places than it would otherwise. Whenever you're just rolling raw on a Southwest flight, you're just like sucking in all the spit of everybody and their dirty tables.
I know. I feel like we used to get judged sometimes by people because we're the wipe down people.
We wipe down everything.
Like we get on an airplane and we're like wiping it down and have been doing that for years. And now I feel like that's just going to be the new norm from here on out.
Well, wipe it. Amy and I wipe down the desk, the tables, the chairs. And we wipe each other down just for fun.
But someone I always sit next to has some comment they have to make about me wiping things down. And now I'm going to be like, what now?
Yeah, what now, mother? So here's what I want to say. Life is going to be different for a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We're going to take care of our people that get sick. We're going to try to make sure people don't get sick. The people that do, for the most part, are going to be okay. But what we're doing now is trying to stem it. We're trying to try to nip it right there. And if it ain't closed and you can tell they're doing things to make sure, like I would go to the gym, no problem, as long as they're cleaning it. I would go get on an airplane, no problem. I can get on a cruise. I wasn't getting on a cruise though when it was when food poisoning was happening. I was out when people would just like vomit and poop for 3 days because they couldn't get off the boat. Like, I ain't trying to get on a cruise. But live your life, folks. They're gonna cancel some stuff. Don't be upset with it. You can be irritated and go, man, this is unfortunate.
But look at the bigger picture.
People should overreact when it comes to the health of us.
Yeah.
They should. There should be a cushion. It should never have to get to the point where the reaction was just right. There should be overreaction when it comes to health. That's all. I'll be the sensible one. I am your leader when it comes to sensible reaction to the coronavirus. So have a good day. We're not leaving. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Somebody on my Instagram yesterday was like, why do you have masks when all of the healthcare? I'm like, lady, I've had masks for like 10 years. These are from a box that I had years ago. Because just like 2 months ago, I was talking about wearing them on planes when I wasn't sick, just for not even corona. We had a whole conversation. I'm like, I like to wear them just because. So I had all these masks at the house anyway. She's like, don't you know they don't help? And I said, that is not accurate. Even the bad ones help because it keeps me from touching my face. So there is a reason that I have it. Maybe not for the reason that you think. Keyboard warriors, all of them. Okay. That's all. That's our sensible Corona talk. What's happening with your kids?
They're good right now, but their school is still in session. But like Friday, they have early release so that the teachers can plan. They want to gather together and come up with the plan in case the school does close, so they can have something like a digital plan. I think which is awesome because they'll be coming up with ways we can still continue school at home. I guess then I become the teacher.
Great.
Watch out. I don't know, man, but I feel for parents right now whose kids are already out of school and then they're trying to figure it all out because, people work and their kids are home and they're trying to get stuff done. And
I'm going to tell you, if this was happening to me when I was a kid, this is where I start to go, this really stinks for some people, is that I was on free lunch program. Didn't have food. And if it wasn't for free breakfast at school and free lunch at school, I wasn't going to have food. I'd have to pick a meal. But with school, I would get there early, eat the cereal or the bananas or the muffins they would have for free breakfast, and I was in the free lunch program. There are kids now that won't be able to go to school, and rightfully so. Again, I don't want a whole school to get sick, but we have to think about stuff like that.
Right. That's a really good point.
Where you have kids who aren't going to get the food they would normally get.
You think school districts are dialed in on that and thinking, I
would say there's not enough time for them to have dialed in on it because it's all happening so rapidly. Like, we got to get kids, make sure they're not sick and passing it through. And
I know, but you're very right. That is literally where some kids, their only meal comes from. So what do we do?
Well, I think we trust that there are people out there, and this goes back, and I'm not joking about this, like when Mr. Rogers would talk about helpers, especially when it's a really bad situation, like find the helpers. I think there are people that we, even as adults, have to look at as our leaders and helpers to go, these are problems that we have identified. Here's how you can help. And because we can't be in schools, we're not parent. If it's not happening to your parents, how are you supposed to know?
Right.
Or to your kids, how are you supposed to know?
Exactly.
So it's looking for it, be vigilant in trying to find ways to help if it's important to you, not just this way, but anyway. We try to be that helper sometimes.
And you even saying that just now is a reminder and probably falling on the ears of some people that could hear it and become a helper, for that exact reason, because I've been thinking about so many other things, but I never thought that. And you just said
we only think about things that we empathize and sympathize with.
I agree. And I'm so glad you said it out loud.
Well, I said it to myself quietly, but nobody heard me. And that was frustrating. Like 3 times I said it inside my head and nobody reacted.
We didn't hear you.
It was
man.
weird.
I'm just glad you said it because it puts it on people's radar. That's important. And sometimes all people need is just to hear how they can help. And now they know that that's a need.
I'm giving you a hard time. Thank you. Appreciate that. Here's your quick, the more you know, because you should know. We talk about it a lot, especially with all the illness going around. The benefits of drinking water. Are you ready?
Ready.
By increasing your water intake, energy, alertness, blood sugar balance, reduce headaches, reduce constipation. I was in the bathroom for like 45 minutes last night.
That's not good.
My girl was like, "Where'd you go?" And I was like, "You don't want to know."
Better you don't.
I always have stomach issues. Like I have to. I'll do like the fiber, the Metamucil, for like a month, and then it just stops working. And then now I've been eating a lot of sugarless. What's the fruit that I get from Trader Joe's? Mango.
No added sugar. Mango.
Yeah. And so I've been doing a lot of that.
You think you're having too much dried mango?
I don't know what's happening here.
Because there could be something with too much of anything is sometimes not good, even if it's good for you.
Water it may not taste the best, but it's great for you the more you know. Thank you. You want to do a food world? Speaking of water, I don't know if it's nothing to do with
food,
it.
Water.
Food, water.
Here we go. Morgan number 2 coming over to you.
It's time for Food World Num 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 with Morgan number 2.
So Taco Bell just introduced their longest shell ever in Taco Bell history, and it's called the Triple Upa.
You know what it looks like? It looks like a long submarine sandwich of taco.
Okay.
It's like it's like the length of 3 shells together.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're like 3 mini soft shell tacos. One of the tacos is like nacho cheese, the other is cheesy chipotle, and the other is a combination of nacho cheese and cheesy chipotle.
But all that comes together in one long taco?
Yep, they just
Wow.
separate it to make it look cool in the 3 little tacos. But they're here today, and they're also available in veggie mode too if you're a vegetarian like me.
What do you mean they're here today? They're here in our building?
They're here at Taco Bell today.
Now available today.
Man, when they launched that chalupa years and years ago, that thicker crust, chef's kiss. I love the crunchy taco though. That's my jam at Taco Bell. Just the straight crunchy taco. But that chalupa shell was, there you go.
Delicioso.
Thank you. Morgan number 2, thank you.
That was Food World with Morgan number 2. Num num num.
Uber has released the most unique lost items from inside of their car. Did you see this on the news? You got to imagine there are so many cell phones.
Oh, so many.
Just falling out of pockets and being left in Ubers.
Purses.
I mean, maybe even one a day, right?
Yeah.
If you're driving for 8 hours or so. The most unique items, a bag of onions and a thing of yogurt, a hard-boiled egg, a food processor, narcotics, a Ouija board. Here are the most common things. Phone, number 1. What do you think number 2 is?
Wallet.
Yeah, boom. Number 3. You can do it. Keep walking in that track.
Purse.
Keys.
Okay.
Purse may be tougher because it's a little bigger.
I forget it sometimes.
But purse does come in the top 5, and so does headphones.
Yeah. So is that
ID,
it?
license, passport. Do you have your driver's license?
I have my passport. Thank you.
Yeah, but Amy goes places where she just needs her license. She has to pull out the whole passport. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Where
It's like
were
she
we
has to
the-
unfold that map. You know, we used to look for directions on a car. You have to unfold that paper map.
Oh, yeah, because we were at lunch and I got a margarita the other day, and Bobby was like, is that your passport?
Oh, well, they carded her. They were like, I need to see some ID. And so she pulls out her passport, which is like 9 pages, and you got to find the picture. Thank you guys for hanging out with us at Mr. Bobby Bones on Instagram. MR Bobby Bones, and the show is at Bobby Bones Show. Appreciate you guys.